check, check, check. Check, check, check. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Good? Okay. Roll call.
Greg?
Venkat.
Ashley.
Vandana.
Mike?
Anne. Okay, perfect. Next is the approval of the agenda. Does anybody have anything they want to add or change? So does somebody want to make a motion?
I move to approve the agenda.
Second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, agenda is approved. Next is the approval of March's minutes. Look good to everybody? Does anybody want to make a motion?
I have to abstain since I wasn't here last month.
Okay.
I move to approve the minutes from last month.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 2 abstentions. Are you in favor? You weren't here, were you?
No, but I watched it online.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you can't vote yet. Perfect. Okay, so the minutes are approved. Next, public comment.
All right, Rachel, you're up.
All right, so I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Rachel. I'm the current leader of the Arts Committee within the Sammamish Youth Board. And in 2020, sorry, I can't do math today, apparently. In 2022 to 2023, we did have a collaboration agreement with the Arts Commission, and we just wanted to renew that for both this year and next year. And we do have a couple of specific projects in mind that Barbara asked me to bring to all of you so that I could explain it a little more in detail. So first is a visual arts competition where we would accept artworks from student artists in the Sammamish area. As long as they're a student, they're eligible. We were thinking that the first place prize could be $200, the second place prize $150, and the third place prize $100. So we were wondering if we could have the Arts Commission collaborate with us on that. And if anyone on the Arts Commission is interested in being a judge for that or has any experience judging a competition and is interested, we were also wondering about that. So that's the first specific plan that we have. The second is a summer concert night. So essentially, we were thinking maybe at the plaza or another somewhat large area available to the public with fairly fancy with like food and drinks, stages, like lights, things like that, so that student musicians can showcase their abilities. And another project is the summer theater night, which is very similar to the summer concert night, just for theater. It would include any sets or costumes if it's not in collaboration with a school that can provide a set or costumes. And then the final possible idea that we had was a community art mural at the library about books. Although we don't want to, damage the building or anything, and have people directly draw on the building. So maybe just a thin paper canvas for artists to join in on the mural. Oh, and finally, we were also talking about having a budget for the 2024 to 2025 school year. As of right now, we would like to hold about $1,500 in budget for future projects in 2024 to 2025. Although we plan to do more of these projects in that school year, which Natalie here will be leading. So, yeah. Natalie, do you want to have specific comments?
Well, I'd like to just introduce myself first. My name is Natalie Tsui. I'm from the Sammamish Youth Board. For next year, I'll be the program chair along with the youth representative to your committee. I feel really honored to be here. I hope to learn a lot from you and and from Rachel. If you need anything, you could just ask me. You could feel free to ask me. For next year, when I'm leading, I have my two top plans are probably the summer concert night along with the art competition. I'm hoping to get that set in motion by next summer coming up, the 2025 to 2026. Is that right?
Is it this summer starting in June or the following summer?
That would be the following summer.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry, I don't
2025.
think I can math either.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. And then so you're asking for $1,500 to fund everything you mentioned?
The budget will probably fluctuate. Like it might go up, it might go down. It depends on what we can find.
And the $1,500 was for the 2024 to 2025 school year. Like any projects that Natalie might want to start or collaborate with you guys on. And for as of right now, honestly, the arts competition is the only pretty solid one that at least I had in mind for this summer, with the summer concert nights and the community art mural, whenever in the timeline when Natalie wants to do that. So yeah, the $1,500 would go towards the future ideas in the 2024 to 2025 school year.
And then what was the total for the visual art competition cash prizes that you were interested in?
The total would be $450.
I think for the art mural at the library, they could use our temporary wall.
Yeah. Yep. And one thing just to note is our budget year is different than a school year, right? So our budget runs January to December, which the school year, I think when you guys say school year, you're referring to September to June. So just something to think, it's going to fall on 2 separate budget cycles, but not a problem there, just something to think about.
So, Emily, just a question about the budget. I thought we had some budget set aside for the Sammamish Youth Arts. I'm not seeing it on this. Is it lumped in with the KCLS partnership?
I don't think so. I think the KCLS partnership is separate.
It is my understanding that we did have a budget set aside from the Arts Commission, I think last year, but we haven't renewed it this year yet, which is part of why we're here today.
Okay.
Yeah, so last year some of the budget was used. The youth board helped host craft booths at the farmers market, and I think about $500 total was probably spent on supplies, just craft paper and those things. So tonight, if we want to, there is $3,000 still unassigned, so we can move
And
that.
you wouldn't need any money for the art mural at the library, right? Because the artist will be providing that as long as we provide you with a place to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, sorry, I forgot to mention, last year, the Arts Committee also did some kind of musical kind of station at the farmers market. So we would also like to continue doing that. Not necessarily for this summer, but yeah.
Okay.
And did that cost money? Do we know?
Can you tell, so that was a booth space you had with the farmers market? Or Rachel, can you explain that one a little bit more?
Yeah, sorry. So it would kind of cost the setup costs. I believe last year we had a budget of $500 in total. I think it was actually $100 per week. Because we wanted to provide some sort of like stage or like area where we could have artists perform along with like mics, if necessary. Not necessarily a piano, but maybe a keyboard, things like that, like setup costs. Although I believe last year I just had players bring their own portable instruments like violins, guitars, things like that, but non-portable chairs or like the stage, lighting, just the non-portable elements were funded.
Okay, so that one might need some collaboration with the farmers market. I think this year they do have some performances going on under the pergola already scheduled, but that doesn't mean we can definitely sit down with them and have a conversation and see what weeks they wouldn't mind having other music playing. And if the farmers market doesn't work out, we still have parks events and other opportunities for sure. So we'll find some space.
Okay, thank you.
So then, just to come back kind of to the budget, it sounds like you're looking for $450 for the art competition, and then potentially $500 for the farmers market musical events.
Yes, but I did expect the $500 for the farmers market to kind of come into the 2024 to 2025 $1,500 budget.
Okay.
Although the arts competition, yes, would be separate for this summer.
Okay. Got it.
Do you know where you want to host the competition?
It would just be, I was thinking like it would just be a virtual competition where we would, or the judges would judge the pieces of artwork and we would send them back. Would that be possible?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you have any plans for the farmers market this summer to have any kind of booth or anything set up? I know that we, at the end of last year, purchased some art supplies that I think we were thinking might be kind of fun to have at the farmers market. So I didn't know if you guys had any plans for that, or if you even knew that we did that.
Sorry, I did not know, but we were thinking of just the same booth that we used last year. I believe last year it was just the open area by the stairs down to the Y. Okay. We just had musicians set up there. Sorry, could you repeat your specific question?
We did get some art supplies. So if you wanted to do like a little art station and have, I'm thinking, young artists come and kind of play with there's somewhat unique art supplies. So it could be something where they could come and kind of explore and just kind of try them out a little bit, something like that. I'm happy to work with you a little bit more directly so we can kind of maybe think through a couple of ideas.
Yeah, thank you. I honestly have only organized the musical part with the farmers market before, but I think we are definitely open to trying to expand into the visual arts as well. Although since I'm graduating, it would mostly be Natalie that you'll be working with, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Does anybody else have any questions?
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I guess I am personally okay with the $450 for the visual art competition. And then if you guys get more concrete ideas of what you're going to do, maybe come back. But what do you guys all think?
I move that we vote for $450 of the budget to go towards the juried art contest.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes Thanks, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Do you want me to explain how we're going to do this next little part? So, as just an overview, we put out a proposal request for qualifications for temporary art that's going to sit in front of City Hall for the summer months. So July 1 through I think the end of August, September 1, I forget the exact date. Since this is the city's Silver Jubilee 25th birthday year, we were hoping that the art would somehow connect with that theme because our big event will be taking place out on the plaza too. So we did have 3 submissions turned in. All of those were in the agenda packet that were mailed to you, so hopefully you had a chance to review them. What you'll also see on your desk is grading sheets. So we're not going to grade together, but you guys, this will be a chance we can just have open discussion about the 3 submissions. And then at the end, you can go ahead and make your grading. You'll hand them to me. I'll tally them all up and we'll have a decision made. But that's how we'll do this one. It's going to be a quick process for the artist, so I'd love if we could make a decision fairly quickly because here we are the end of April and the art needs to be created and installed July 1. So hopefully we can come to a decision. This was a $10,000 project, so the budget's there for something fun to be made. So and Ashley, I'll just kind of let you guys, this is a chance
Could you
to
please
just have...
point me to the page number in this one? It's at the back, okay.
Yeah, let's see, it's...
I think it starts on page 5.
Yeah, I didn't
34.
alter or edit how the submissions came in, so they are in different formats. So page 5 is the first proposal all the way to page, this was long, 5 to 15 is the first proposal.
Page 5 through 31 is the,
Wow. So there's something on page 10, there's like a box, right? Is that one of those projects we have to rate or?
Yeah, so page 10, that is a sample of this artist's work and similar to what they're proposing to build that will be out in front of City Hall. So that's one option. And then
Page 13 then?
page 13, I think, is just references or past work of that artist that they included.
What's page 15?
Oh, 15. 15 is where the next proposal starts.
Okay.
So the next artist, this was the proposal that she turned in.
And page 15 is just a single standalone artist submission?
Correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What is that artist's name?
Oh, it's the front page of her.
That's
So
pretty, yeah.
let's see.
Page 15 is number 3. Page 13 is probably number 2. And page 10 is probably number 1, correct?
Here, I'll pull it up on our screens.
Okay, because I'm a little confused about
Gucci is number 2.
which
Or, I guess number 3.
is which.
I didn't realize that page 15 was a separate submission.
I think page 15 is a continuation of the first artist, Jose. That's what I
Looks very different.
thought
Yeah,
when
I
looked
didn't
at it.
alter any of their submissions. So what you see on your screen here is the first page. This is just how this artist submitted it.
Okay.
And this artist's art is, this is close to the proposal. And then they just go through to show what their budget may be, some samples of other art they've done in the area. This is just for reference as well. Reference checks here if we want to call and chat with anyone. And then I believe this like cylinder type look is what this artist is proposing. And then
The first artist that we were just looking at?
yes, yep,
Okay.
this is all still artist number 1.
Okay, great. That's what I was confused about. Thank you.
Sorry. And then artist number 2, this is where proposal 2 starts, is the mosaic piece. And this is a single artist creating this. So again, just references, a little background 9-foot canoe. And this is a sample product or past art.
This is like the tie-dye kind of look. Yes. I mean, every art that this artist produces is like of this type. Mosaic. Okay, good. Okay.
And then page 22, where you see Wild Heart, that is Wild Heart Design. That is the third proposal.
Okay.
So again, just basically a resume, some references, some background work, and then this is the concept art they're proposing with the different themes or ideas that they could plug into it.
Page 30 has some really good stuff on and the grills.
Well, that's things they've done otherwise. That bench is beautiful.
Yeah. Can we not get that like temporary art or something?
Those are things that have already been installed elsewhere, I think. So it's just his portfolio showing his style, whether it's a gigantic bronze casting or laser water jet cut metal graphics.
That's good.
So he's proposing a bee hive.
So is he
themed-
proposing a metal structure that's temporary, or the
Looks like it.
like the murals painted on panels? I guess I'm a little confused.
Let's see,
Or is
propose
that
a
just-
creation of a metal vertical column comprised of 6-sided hexagons, but it could be focusing on we're a bee city, diversity. I mean, we'd probably, the theme, the request was the Silver Jubilee, the 25th year of incorporation for our city. So I don't think the honeycomb and bee is necessarily set in stone. We could steer them in a direction that we were hoping to see. But it was just, this is the type of work they're proposing.
Right.
So this is for temporary?
Yeah, so if you go through the descriptions, some of the artists did offer to donate the work to the city. Like the mosaic one
Nice.
said, upon completion, sculpture may be donated to the city to be installed for permanent installation at Pine Lake.
Yep.
Yeah, suitable locations. So, yeah, some of the proposals are all a little bit different, but some of the artists are willing to donate.
So then, did you just want us to take time to fill out these submission forms now and give them to you, or what?
I thought there might be some conversation around it, but if folks just would prefer to read these independently, and then the grading forms do need to be filled out independently. Don't sit down at a table and all write down the same numbers. But if you guys have questions or comments or ideas that you wanted to all discuss as a group, that's totally fine.
Cool.
But yeah, if you guys want, we can always move on to the next agenda item. And while we're doing the next activity, folks can sit down and do their grading. The rest of the meeting's going to be pretty casual. You'll be up and out of your chairs, and yeah.
For the first one, his proposal of the cylinder. Mm-hmm. Does anybody understand that? To explain it a little bit better?
What I read when I read it earlier is the poetry would actually be kind of inside the cylinder, so we could see this artist's poems. So similar to that piece that Emily is showing us now, with the poetry in there.
What's it talking about, like the three?
It sounds like it was going to be kind of like a spiraling sort of, I think you described it as a DNA type.
But I thought, like, when I'm reading it, it looks like there's different layers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think the transparent
Will be on the outside.
is going to be on the inside, so people can't, I guess, just peel it off, I would think.
He described it as a within a tube. And then within the core would be
Oh, so like he's
element
gonna
of
do
sorts.
a thing with the art and then cover the art with another too.
Yeah, it's layers
Okay.
of transparency.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to give a holographic effect, but it's not very clear in
Yeah.
the photo.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, he says 3 layers, I think.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
So will it have the kind of art that you have in the first one, like the box? Like
yeah,
will
I think what he's proposing is similar
like this?
to, yeah, but it'll be on a
So-
cylindrical form, 3 layers deep.
cool.
That could be pretty cool.
So this is glass art in some sense, right? Glass.
Probably.
Next one is probably like a mosaic,
Polycarb.
bright mosaic.
Does he say the material? I'm guessing it's plastic, because glass would weigh a ton.
I think he said plexiglass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did miss that.
And that artist is the only artist that identified as
Plexiglass, that is.
Native American, right? Indigenous. Is that correct, Emily?
That's called out in their proposal, yes.
Okay.
It wasn't asked, they've, put that information in there, so if the other artist didn't put that in their proposals, that's just because that wasn't a question
Okay.
that was asked. just
Okay.
so you know.
That wasn't any kind of requirement that we had.
No, it wasn't a requirement.
Okay.
Nope.
But the artist Lucy is planning to do a canoe similar to what the Snoqualmie tribe would have used. Is that correct? That's but she
Yes.
doesn't really provide a rendering of that.
No, and the only one, when it comes to that, I would probably connect her with someone at the tribe just to make sure her design, get kind of a green light, thumbs up approval before moving forward to make sure everything was represented correctly. And she may very well already do that and do her due diligence. I'm not sure, but that was my only kind of alarm bell that went off on that one.
Because we had that similar sort of a situation with the sandcastle a couple of years ago, right? Where we wanted to make sure that it was
Yeah, I think she just got the design approved and
perfect.
it was all right.
Okay.
Does Lucy have the price? I don't see it when I flipped through.
It doesn't look like she included a cost breakdown.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay.
The mosaic, but she says 10 by 6 by 4. So that's a pretty deep mosaic.
Yeah, I know.
Unless it's a typo. Unless she means it's 4 inches.
Well, some of her stuff is large, like those.
Yeah, yeah.
Is large. And it's really cool how it. Yeah.
Definitely colorful and fun, engaging.
Totally.
Yeah.
I
And
liked
she
the
offered
texture
to
of this
donate.
one.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure how in the next proposal they go into like installation and deinstallation and how it's actually bolted, and they've kind of thought through that process for us. These, I wasn't quite as sure how we would do that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a problem that can be solved. It's just in one of the proposals they already kind of spelled it out for us, and they would actually give us the footing for it.
Yeah,
and I
the,
thought,
the
that
third
makes it
one?
pretty turnkey.
Wild Heart. Yeah, he's got it all spelled out.
So the one that she will make for the temporary art would be like a 9-foot canoe, it says, right?
It's a mosaic though, so
huge.
but it's so 9 by 6 by 4
By 4.
or
yeah.
10 by 6.
Yeah.
So the
Uh,
canoe itself
9
looks like 9 feet, and then it's a mosaic of 10 feet by 6 feet by 4 feet.
That was the biggest space we gave them. So we said your temporary art cannot be bigger than this. So I think she's saying it'll be a 9-foot canoe
Oh,
with 2 paddles jumping fish and will not be bigger than
Oh, got it.
the
Okay,
max
yeah, yeah,
size
right,
we
okay.
said.
okay,
That's going to be a heavy
huge.
piece.
It's
Yeah,
going to be a
totally.
blast. Yeah. Be nice.
Well, I mean, she's got a lot of other work that
Yeah.
maybe it's lightweight.
Will she throw this much color on there? That'll be nice.
I would-
It's huge.
I would think so. I would hope so. Although her aesthetic doesn't exactly say native art to me. The tribal art.
Macau are not part of it. I don't know.
Well, just her aesthetic. I mean,
It could be.
So I'd be curious to see how her aesthetic translates into what, sort of Snoqualmie tribe, I think she's calling out. Aesthetic. How do those two play nice together?
So page 30 shows the metal, water cut metal, I think, right? How is that going to be like Native American also?
I don't think it has to be.
No, it's all of these things.
She was saying, Lucy was saying that it'll be in the style of, let's see, what'd she say? Honoring the indigenous tribes that once inhabited the region. So I read that as her artwork would somehow then kind of gel into what the Native American aesthetic is for the local tribes, but without seeing what she's proposing, I don't know. Whereas Gabriel and Kevin Wildheart, they're not going for a native aesthetic.
Well, one side is, right? One side is the Snoqualmie tribe.
Oh, is each panel going to be different?
Acknowledgement,
Oh, I see.
yeah, each sides will be.
Got it.
The only thing is this
Got it.
a lot like
Our other art?
The glass and steel ones out here?
No, the
DEI.
DE. God, I'm gonna get all the letters wrong. DEIB.
The DEI art project that's, we can,
I think that's going to be pretty colorful. Like, based on the art, the examples she showed us
Yes, it's
months
supposed
ago,
to
it was
be.
like a lot of primary colors. This is all,
Black.
yeah, it's probably just steel, laser cut, water jet cut steel. Maybe it's painted. I don't know. Do they say? Raw materials, fabrication, installation, lighting, and art.
But this person's going to haul it away? No spa.
They're donating it, right?
this person, I didn't see anything about donation on. I did like that they talked about possibly doing internal lighting on it, so the piece could be noticeable at night. I thought that was something different, kind of a fun feature to note. And we could make sure that they have power out there.
Yeah, right.
He mentioned solar also, possibly. So the one thing, and this is just the architect in me, slots and small holes, kids horsing around, putting their fingers through sharp, potentially edges is just a little concerning. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say it
But
a
that's
good
something
concern.
the artist would have to manage, and then assuming who would be liable if somebody were hurt. And then the other thing is it doesn't have a top. Enclosures like that tend to gather wrappers and garbage and gum things and things that kids throw in there thinking it's funny, but they accumulate over time. That would be another concern, maybe.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, depending on the type of art we get, when we did the sand, I don't know if folks remember, there was always barricades around it because the sand was fragile. So if the commission really loved a piece, but we felt like there was a concern for climbing on it, or it takes away a little bit to have those metal barricades around it. It's not as visually nice, but something we could do if needed.
We could request
But
to
the
have
garbage
all of the
can.
outer surfaces backed with like acrylic or polycarb.
Yeah,
So that you just have the front edge exposed, but you can't actually put anything through.
anything.
That's a good.
I don't think that'd be a
'Cause-
huge cost adder to it.
The canoe could also be a what do they call it? Attractive nuisance, right? Where it could be something where kids might want to climb in it
Yeah,
as
right.
well.
But he was saying, if you put the thing in and the plastic in the back, then you could put some fancy lighting on there, and you could even close the top. Nighttime it should be visible. Where there is no light, if we put it near where there is no light and light it up pretty bright, it's going to throw some light around and have some visual effect on it,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be really pretty.
Another thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Because if you look at it nighttime, the other thing is not going to be visible. I mean, 9-foot thing is going to look big and black, I mean, dark, nothing there.
Was the
Or you light it
sand
up.
sculpture ever illuminated at night, or once the sun was down, was it just blending in with
There's
the?
lights around, because it was always right out front.
Okay, so
It didn't have, I don't remember it having like
sodium vapor
specific
lamp.
spotlights for it,
Unless
but
you
there
have a
was.
spotlight on it, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have your own spot on it, like daylight spot on it.
The only thing about the acrylic for the Wild Heart is that he's already saying it's $10,000.
Oh.
And our budget's 10,000, right?
Yep.
So,
But then will it confuse any animals? We have a lot of deer and bear and, you throw some bright stuff there.
That close to 228th, I don't know if you have to worry about that.
okay. So does anybody else have any comments?
They're all interesting.
Yeah, they definitely
It
are.
definitely, and they're all very different from each other, which I like, which also makes it hard.
I mean, if she's going to donate the 9-foot
Canoe?
canoe, where are you going to keep it after she donates it?
No, we'll have to find a
We'll
place.
have to-
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
to solve that.
She suggested placing it at Pine Lake
Pine
Park.
Lake.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to take 10 minutes and
Sure, so how do we do
do the
this?
judging?
Yeah, yep, no problem there. So yeah, the grading rubrics, please fill out. In each project needs its own grading form, if that makes sense. So you'll fill out 3 forms total, and then when you're done, you can just hand them to me.
Is there a difference between the applicant name and the artist name?
Not in this case, so sometimes, no, you can just, if you can be pretty generic and I'll
Okay.
know what you're meaning. Yeah, that's fine.
I got one.
Sorry, I have a quick question. So we got this sheet that says the Managed Arts Commission panel review evaluation form. What are we supposed to do with that?
Anyone else need a pen? You guys good?
I'm good. Thank you.
That we're doing right now?
All right, so the 3 artists are. Oh, that's right, it's right here.
And I feel it's such little time. Yeah.
I know. It's like, can I just like give everybody a high one? I need a pencil. Do you? Thank you. I know.
We are allowed to put some English next to it, right? And we put some comments on there somewhere saying, this is why the score, yeah.
have a question on this, like, because it's this high, what if it toppled over?
I don't think the one that he's proposing,
Isn't it?
I think it says it in here. Actually, I don't think he has the size. I think that's maybe something you could write on there.
Okay.
Which one?
The first
The first one?
Oh,
The installation.
yeah.
And then is that something we have to pay for? I mean, it's only he's only saying it's $3,000.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it was $3,000 to get his artwork, then we've got another,
Yeah,
what, $7,000 to, install
install
it.
it.
That should be enough,
Yeah.
I think.
And I think when we talked about doing sculptures before, the staff can do the plinths. I don't know if that's how you would install this. I hate doing this.
So I thought of something else for the first one with the written content. I know in prior years there have been some concerns about words. So I think we want to make sure that there is a way for us to review and approve what, I did a
agree.
quick review of the artist's poetry. I didn't see anything that jumped off the page, but I just remembered the discussion about the words.
And I'm presuming we'll see a final drawing of,
Emily, if we, whoever we vote on, will they then come back and give us a final
rendering of.
confirmed rendering?
Yeah, we can ask for that.
Because like the poetry person, we would need to know what was on it.
Yeah, and I think maybe like help give him a little bit of
Guidance.
material. Like, so if we wanted to stick with the 25 birthday theme for that one, the city just compiled the 25 greatest accomplishments over the last 25 year. We're really playing it on that 25. We could, give that so that there's a little bit of like content to fit. So there would be conversation beforehand. I just think it's going to have to move probably really quickly because to expect them, to do it. But yes, there'd be more communication. It's not just going to be like a green light and go.
So the first one with the glass and the poetry and everything, that encourages people to come close, right? But then you can't spot anything from a distance. Whereas this grading kind of work, you can go from a distance, right? I mean, it's like if somebody, like Greg was saying, drive on 228, you'll see this beautiful fancy thing. But the first one, you can't.
Where's all the trees? It's going to be hard to see anything. It's going to be hard to see anything driving by.
Yeah, because we're down low compared to 228th being up
Yeah.
20, 30 feet.
Oh, even walking maybe.
Walking, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Nighttime walking, somebody's walking, a couple
Well,
walking.
and there's the farmer's market. There's a lot going on, which is why we've always done something in the summer. Because there's lots going on here. But like driving by, you probably won't see it. I mean, unless we had some sort of like thing in the air. Okay. I really like the bench.
I do.
Page 9 has a piece of artwork, right? Done by the first artist. Is that right? Yeah, this one.
Yes, that's the first artist's proposal.
I mean, will we be commissioned to go read through everything, make sure?
We'll have to.
I mean, I recognize the face. Do you?
I'm sorry.
I recognize the face. Is it like
Hey, girls.
I can't, I didn't know what you
the person on the left?
said. Oh. No, I think that's an example of something he did at Kirkland. So that's a sculpture he did in Kirkland. So he's just showing
Together.
you work. I'm not sure how he has it
Yeah.
displayed there, but I think he's just showing you his
Yeah, that's
work
just
he's
his
done.
previous work. That's not the final.
So where's the one that he's proposing for Sammamish? He or she? Oh, this. Oh.
Yeah, so I believe this would be the shape. I don't think the actual text is written out or proposed yet.
The only person who offered to donate it was the mosaic.
Yes.
Okay.
Am I missing the cost? I don't see the cost.
There's no cost.
There is no cost. Okay.
It's free.
I'm like, why am I not seeing the cost?
I know, I thought the same thing.
Yeah. And I did see that the third proposal had an artist's fee in the cost. Yeah. And that's pretty high.
Yeah.
The artwork that's here for the police and all that, I mean, is that like native to Salish people here? Like the Haida type 3-colored thingy, like black, red, and
I believe so. Yeah, my director was just talking to us about that. That I don't think a tribal artist did the work, but I think like actually created the pieces. But the design did come from the tribe.
but the person who's doing the Lucci, the Brazilian artist, the color scheme there is just bright. There's nothing to do with any of the Native American.
I don't think she necessarily told us her specific color scheme. So that's a good question. She didn't list out the color scheme. I think we're seeing her past work and assuming that it's going to be all those bright colors. It could be, but I don't think we know that for sure.
So she didn't propose anything for us yet.
No, she hasn't shown what the community looks like.
But you could put, could potentially be these bright colors.
Historically, hasn't the tribe been very, I'm not sure the right word, but like it takes a while to communicate back and forth with them?
Thankfully, now we have a really good contact.
Okay,
We've been in
perfect.
touch a lot lately since they donated that blanket and we had it put up. We've kept in contact, and so they're actually interested in helping us with our art strategic plan, and we have a good point person over there now.
Okay, perfect, because that was gonna be my next concern, is even if she's the winner,
Right.
she may not have time to do it.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
question.
I mean, especially since we're talking canoe, right? I mean, they have canoes they build.
She's gonna have to work with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
their
their design, if she really wants to resemble that and put up a placard saying that this art resembles that, I think we just need to have it reviewed by the tribe and make sure it's an accurate representation. We also could ask for not a canoe. We could say, can you do, I don't know what we'd want to keep. It's nice because it'd be donated. I don't think we want like a 25 donated forever, but it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think, what else could she make us? We don't have to stick with a canoe.
You can make a big bumblebee.
Yeah.
What did you say?
A
Bumblebee.
big bee.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so maybe 5 more minutes on this. If you don't finish it, there will be time throughout the rest of the meeting. We just have a few other things to chat about before we can kind of get up and do this next activity.
We just give them to you, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Still have one more to do. I still have one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't feel rushed.
What'd you get for number 3?
Sorry, this one? You're talking about this one?
Oh, I was just joking, yeah.
Yeah. No, no, it's okay. I mean, we're here for discussion, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna go next to this and read it, you know? It'll attract that, right?
Yeah.
Which means all the kids will go try to read and then put gum on there. Somebody's gotta clean it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to be expected with any installation of any kind.
Okay, so I know Ashley stepped out, but real quick, so the next meeting doesn't fall on Labor Day, it falls on Memorial Day. So our May meeting falls on Memorial Day, so this would be the time if the commission, if more than half of you are going to be on vacation, or if that's a conflict, we can decide to move that meeting. So we can move it up a week, we can move it to a Tuesday, whatever works for the group, or we can keep it on that day. It's up to everyone here. I just thought we should nail that down before we leave tonight.
So that's the one on the 27th, right?
Yes, that's correct. We could move it up to May 20th, so the third Monday of May.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'll be okay with that.
That works for me too.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. I think technically we have to make a motion, but we can wait till Ashley gets back so we have a quorum.
Could do many bad things with this. Oh my God.
We were just talking about moving the meeting up to May 20th because it falls on Memorial Day right now.
Yeah, I was looking at that yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
Check my calendar.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's fine.
I think most of everyone else here said that's fine. So then we do just need a motion in order to move that.
Okay, so does anybody want to make a motion to move the May meeting?
I'll make a motion to move the meeting from to May 20th, Monday, May 20th.
I second that.
All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Maybe we'll jump down to old business real quick and then finish off with the Silver Jubilee photo contest, if that's okay.
I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry. Let's jump down and finish old business, and then we can jump into the Silver Jubilee photo contest, if that's all right.
Sounds perfect. Who wants to talk about the strategic plan? That's
So
you.
Yeah, it's just there hasn't been, so Anne was kind enough to come in and volunteer extra hours. We interviewed consultants. We did select a consultant, so we'll be working with Frameworks. That contract is going to council this month. So then once it's under contract, they'll be starting to join us at all of our meetings starting in June. Okay. So there'll be a consultant here giving us updates, feedback, facilitating discussion. So really the meat of the work will start in June. We are just waiting for council to sign the contract.
And if they don't approve, then what's the...
I don't anticipate that happening, but if they don't for whatever reason, there's no reason they wouldn't. Yeah, we have the budget. It's a great consultant. Went through the whole process. So
I mean, historically, it's dicey.
I don't anticipate that happening, but if they don't approve it for whatever reason, then I don't know. I don't know if we go back out to RFP or what we would do.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
We should be good to go. And our consultant will be meeting with the city manager for updates.
Okay.
They will be presenting to council. So very involved.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are they presenting to this month's council meeting? Or have they already done that?
Let's see. So they missed April. They'll be going up the first one in May. Yes, and they will be on the call. I don't think they'll be presenting unless asked any specific questions. Council is given the contract ahead of time to review, and then the consultant will be on the phone in case there's questions, but
Okay,
typically not.
thanks.
So that's exciting. And then the next update is the DEI art update. That is for permanent art that is proposed to go right out front here in the plaza. We have been meeting and working with the artist. The artist has brought in a consultant, and we're just waiting for a mock-up to show the group. So as soon as we get that, you all will see it.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing to do tonight, or we can review the budget quickly if folks want to. We actually haven't spent anything yet, so there's no expenditures. So the budget should look the same as last month. We will start seeing some expenses coming out with the King County Library partnership, as well as the photo contest. Yeah, we'll start seeing some money coming out soon.
And then can we make sure that the money we approve for the youth art is
Yes.
on the next budget?
450, right?
450,
450 for this budget year. Yep, no problem. Okay, so for the Silver Jubilee photo contest, the public have submitted photos. Small printed copies are on the tables in front of you. Tonight we're going to be picking collectively 24 that will be printed and framed and displayed in City Hall for the summer months, and then part of the Silver Jubilee event on August 16th. So there's no names or anything on the photos, so you don't have to worry if it's your neighbor, your friend, your kid. And you all have orange stickers. You get to use all your stickers and walk around the room and put your 24 dots on the photos that you like best.
How many are there?
That's a good question. I think there's,
Looked like 30 or 40 of them.
yeah, 42, I want to say, maybe 40.
I don't think your mic's on. Sorry.
What's that?
Oh.
Oh, I was holding it down. Like I'm dispatching taxi cabs. So were there guidelines or parameters that they were doing their photography to that we should be looking for? Is it just personal preference or?
A little bit of personal preference. The photos did need to be taken within city limits of Sammamish, and they could, each person I think could only submit one photo. So there's not a ton of multiples in here, but as long as it was taken within city boundaries, it was fair game.
It's the final size they'll be printed out to be.
That's That's a really good question.
I mean, you have 24 of them. A lot of square footage if you're printing 4 feet by 3 feet.
Yeah, I don't think we decided for sure on a.
What kind of print? Cibachrome? What kind of print are we? It's like what photo print?
That's another good
I mean,
question.
there are
They were gonna go to a
different
pho-
varieties of printing, right?
Yeah,
Some bright, some not so bright.
you know a lot more about photo printing than I do. I don't know. I was gonna send them to a. No, they would be sent off to a framing. If anyone knows any great places locally, they'd be sent off printed and framed.
It's like
to all be
you and
matching.
Louis. You and Louis in Bellevue, right?
Could
they
be,
make
yeah.
portraits, things like that. Mm-hmm. Or
Okay, we just need to pick which ones we prefer.
Yes.
All right. Now?
So this one is a white frame. It's a duck on water with a little reflection. And then there's one that's hard and it's a black. It's a starry night. So go around it. Is it more? Take your time. Is it more vivid? Not
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You can tell it's stars. You can tell this one's a star, the starry sky. And then there's one over there.
She was on like the cover of something, like the back of her running into cold water, and like nobody knew, but we all knew. It was funny.
They swim every day. I guess that's the story. Our communication, our communication's not here anymore, so I it's not with this because of the. They stopped and watched the. That's cute. What that photo was?
You can't do it randomly either, because we'll forget. I just put all 24 on one. My favorite.
Clear on the actual print. It's actually a duck floating on the water.
Nobody's putting
Yeah, nobody's putting stickers yet. We're just like, I know. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, right, it's back here, yeah.
Oh, there are.
Their staff would.
But you can't view all of them together on one TV when you have.
Yeah, we were also trying to fill the exhibit space since we're supposed to do the curating for it.
What this is from?
vote twice on some of them.
I think I probably will. Yeah, yeah.
I like this one. Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. I know what I like.
Yeah.
Once we pick, we can email. I mean, so that when they're printed, the artist will have printed their name.
There has to be there's just too much yarn for it not to be deliberate arts. I'm putting mine in the same lower corner.
Oh,
on every
that's smart
sheet,
of you.
just in case I get lost.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Let's see if I can grab it. Because what's this like dark line? Okay, because I don't take you in. Really cool.
It's a story. It's not
another landscape. I'll just take it for you.
Oh.
Picture this one is stunning. Even just like when you can actually.
What's the budget
That's why I asked for the duck to be
For the
pulled
duck.
out.
Because these guys, these framing
Because
guys
I'm like,
and the printing guys, want it to look really nice. How does it look?
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of printing is it called?
not doing that one. Our budget's not that big.
And they appear shiny and somewhat high gloss.
I'd love to know what this is too.
Oh, okay.
All that's so expensive. Nice OLED screen.
I would just like to know after the fact, like, what did I miss?
Okay. Oh, that's this one.
Oh, okay. Okay, did I get the duck? Oh, that is the duck.
That's it?
That's the picture, it's not edited? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, the night sky one maybe? Okay. Yeah. It's just black. What's the red thing in the corner?
Is that like a satellite?
It's probably a
Yeah,
moving,
it's probably a timed exposure.
yeah, it's probably a moving plane.
You're like, I hate you.
He's on our house this spring.
It seems so clear, the sky. This is not from Sammamish, is it?
Oh yeah, we've had to get those. Yeah.
I haven't had that here, but in California we have that all the time.
Yeah.
They get drunk on some berries
Yeah.
and fly right into the windows.
It's over there, I think.
Yeah, they break their necks.
No, it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
That's stunning.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a mom and a baby. Oh my gosh.
I don't think anybody voted for the two little baby deers. Others like it got voted on.
I'll take the ones that are the most. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no stickers.
So that owl one is fantastic, and I didn't see it.
Right here.
I
just saw
yeah,
it
I
and
mean,
then
I definitely
because
saw
the
it when I walked
baby
by, but I
is
didn't
like-
see it was a mother and a baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you want
that's
a
a
sticker?
great
I got
photo.
extra.
Yeah. No, I think you
I
put
don't
a
know that
sticker
one.
on
I
it.
don't know that one more sticker is gonna
Yeah.
save. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought you wanted more stickers, and I'm like,
No,
here,
it's okay. But it's unfortunate because that
Yeah.
it seems like
I had to look at it twice.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I
really
just-
nice.
Because it
Did
looks
it.
like it's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
chest of
yeah.
the bird.
But how do we know this is from Sammamish?
What's that?
How do we know this is within Sammamish?
That's true. Could be owls. Could be anywhere. Yeah.
Get a more like concentrated look at stuff.
But they do have GPS coordinates for every picture embedded. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what you think.
Mm. This looks nice on, a monitor. It'll be a bear to print this, to come anywhere close to this.
Well, it depends on the quality of the film.
I know it. When I printed one picture for me, like 3 feet by 4 feet, I paid like $400 nearly, with tax and everything. There was this place next to what was that? There's a shop that rents out professional gear. It starts with a G, and this is the studio right next to it. I don't remember those names. In Seattle. I used to shoot Pentax 6x7, so all my processing was done by them. IVC, right? Yeah, I got it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
IVC, right?
Right.
Amazing guys, but they just cost a lot.
Yeah.
Dye sublimation prints like 6 inches by 8 inches would be like so expensive. Like, wow. I don't know how it's going to look outside with.
Well, the photographs are going in the hallway here.
I know, but
I think it'll be fine.
you have to print each one. Might as well get the digital copy, put it on an OLED screen from Costco. Like $1,000. Spend $1,000. You got a beautiful, huge thing.
Yeah, but you can't have them all at once. Then you have to sit there and watch this go through a slideshow.
Get 2, get 3. You are the city, right? And it can be used for other things too.
Yeah.
And we had to move up to current generation, right?
There's something nice to be said for having analog too.
Huh?
Something nice to be said for having analog, having printed things out on the
But
wall.
it's already digital.
Yeah. Well, that's just because no one shoots film anymore.
It's hard. It's hard. I would love to shoot well via 6x7, but who would process it? I have no way of. IVC right would charge me like but then I have to scan it. But the scans are like 300 MB, 300, 400 MB each. Like you get a half terabyte and you can put like 10 pictures. It's just so fun. It's just so nice.
Are we weeding him down? Looks like there's more voting to be had here.
Oh, really?
Can they? What about the visual art competition being up here instead of virtual? I don't know about like how they would display it, though, is the only thing.
That's what I was wondering. I was talking to her a little bit about if it's like, yeah, the types of art that could come in, and if it's just a piece of paper, how do we hang and display that? But we can work through those details. I think it'd be fun to have the youth art out here. So yeah, I was telling Rachel, after this art exhibit goes up and comes down, we'd love to do a youth one. They are asking to exhibit their art here. All the high schools have clubs. They do a couple shows at the library. So instead of doing it at the library, we'll hang them up here. Or they can do both.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else they'd like to? Oh, when will we find out the results for the rubric thing we just turned in?
I'm going to go upstairs and tally it because we have a meeting with the city manager's office tomorrow morning. So,
Okay, so you'll just email us?
yeah. Yep.
All right,
I'll
perfect.
let you guys know.
All right, if nobody has anything else, the meeting is adjourned. Have a lovely evening.
Awesome. Thank you.
Wants to for full